What follows is audio stories produced by students at the University of Canberra's Faculty of Arts and Design, drawn from conversations and interviews with members of the local Canberra community. Episode 5.
What I do for a living is I'm a locksmith. I've been a locksmith for a bit over 5 years now, and I have to say it is definitely a much more interesting job than what I ever thought it was going to be before I got started. So the feeling of picking a lock once you actually finally get it unlocked is always such a satisfying feeling. One of my bosses has been a locksmith for over 50 years now, and even he still finds it extremely satisfying whenever you pick a lock. Even at home on my computer desk, I have a little lock and a couple of lock picks, just so while I'm sitting around not doing anything, maybe even watching or listening to something, I can keep my hands busy just to pick a lock. Especially when it's, say, like a padlock, just a satisfying click as the shackle opens. It's always a satisfying sound. I have to say that, especially when compared to other trades that I've seen and work with on construction sites, my workplace is definitely the best I've seen in any trade. The fact that it is a family-owned business, but yet at the same time we do such massive projects, especially out of state and even overseas, that I get to participate in. But even then, 2 of the 3 owners are father and son, and we still have a Friday breakfast every single Friday morning that the bosses cook themselves, because it's just that type of environment that I work in. It's truly a remarkable place to work.
Hi, I'm Tyler, I'm 13. I play a lot of instruments, like drums and French horn. I like to do acting and stuff like that, like I'm a total performing nerd. And I want to be a comedian one day. You know how endorphins work, right? Yeah, I get endorphins when I make people laugh. It's just fun up there. Performing comedy is different to music and drama. It's different because you're not pretending to be someone you're not. You get to, actually talk to people and not just, sit there and, make perfect music for people to enjoy. My favourite comedians, Aisling B for sure. I like her as a matter of fact, and she's a New Zealander. You know what comedian I hate? Jimmy Carr. Jimmy Carr's sexist, and he's, racist, and he's homophobic, and he thinks he's funny. But all he has is a suit and teeth whitener. I'm not gonna be like Jimmy Carr. The lessons I've learned are, don't use teeth whitener, don't be an absolute dick to people, and don't be full of yourself. Bo Burnham started his comedy career on YouTube and on social media, so when I'm old enough, probably the first step I'll take is to start putting funny videos on the internet. Who bloody knows who's gonna actually watch it? What if nobody watches it? Then I'm, screwed. No. No way am I giving up that dream.
To be honest, bad experiences is pretty much a rite of passage in the world of customer service. I've been in retail and customer service since I was probably 15, and honestly, you're basically guaranteed to run into some people, people who think it's open season on customer service workers. But there's a weird unwritten rule where you're hey, you're in customer service, so you gotta take whatever shit comes your way. But real people do these jobs. People act like these jobs are just for teenagers or people who didn't finish school. But guess what? They're essential. You want your coffee, your clothes, your groceries. Someone's gonna make that happen. Someone has to be there. Grocery stores, movies, fast food joints, they couldn't function without us. It's just a shame that sometimes in these roles, people will make you feel like you're not human. They see you as nothing more than vending machines. And honestly, these people don't even make enough money to be dealing with this. So I think that's a problem for another day.
So Dungeons & Dragons is a tabletop role-playing game Basically, there's one person who sets the scene and gives prompts to the players, and they're known as the Dungeon Master or the Game Master. And then the players basically have their own characters that they have built with their own backstories and such, and they react to the prompts given to them by the Dungeon Master. I think the best aspect of the Dungeons & Dragons community is the inclusivity of it. When I was starting out, I joined a group that was filled with players who had all been already playing for a couple of years, and they were very patient, and I feel like that's really reminiscent with most of the Dungeons & Dragons community, where they will happily explain how things work, answer any questions, and are always really passionate and willing to talk about D&D and include anyone who is even slightly interested in playing it. What I really, really enjoy about Dungeons & Dragons is the creativity aspect of it. As a Dungeon Master, being able to create your own world, being able to create your own characters and people and monsters to fill that world with, and being able to also cater it towards your players and really personalize it towards them and what they enjoy, and being able to give them the most enjoyable experience possible is very, very satisfying.
My name is Xavier. I'm passionate about a lot of things. It's hard to just off the bat think of anything immediately. I mean, I've got plenty of vices that I enjoy that are against the law. One thing that I'm passionate about is definitely ramen. I'm not particularly sure when my obsession with ramen started. I think it's probably something that I sort of built into. I'm trying to think the first time I tasted ramen. Would have been a while ago. I do remember, I think my first memory of ramen, I think would probably be watching videos of it and then thinking, I've got to taste that. And then finding a ramen place in Braddon, just the aromas and the sensations in the mouth, the whole experience of slurping up the soup and the noodles is just so comforting and enjoyable. Ramen interacts with so many of the senses. I think when you eat ramen, it's unlike other dishes because it's so much more intimate, the experience, because you've got this bowl of hot, steamy soup that sort of warms your face as you lean in to slurp up a spoon of this beautiful broth that coats your mouth. I just don't see myself being deprived of ramen forever.